If a gold digger means you having high standards and not settling, then I may be the biggest one yet. Let's get started. First of all, ladies, one thing I will say, and I'll always say, don't explain your standards to men. Don't explain your standards to men. Okay, if they can help the fact that you want something, if you want your partner a certain way, for example, you want them to make twice as much as you make, or you want them to have a job, you want them to do the bare minimum of what you want, then leave. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm not a gold digger. Not all of us women are gold diggers and whatnot. Okay, Anne. Like, don't explain yourself. Because rejection from men is real. One thing I noticed is that also, too, like, if you, it let's say, like, they be like oh, well, this is the best you ever want to get. Like, first of all, who is you? Who is you? You need to say that. Like you guys need to have this mentality, especially as Exotical Barbies, because your presence is currency. You being around them is currency enough. Okay? I made a video about that. Don't spend your currency to unimportant people. Okay? And with that being said, is that they would try to call you a gold digger all because you don't want all because you want what's best for you. And that's not a bad thing. And one thing I noticed is that they would say, oh, well, you're going to spend your life being a cat. You're going to be a cat lady. Ladies, I want you to open your ears wide, open your mind. Have you ever heard a cat lady complain about a man? Have you ever heard a cat lady ever complain about being lonely? I met cat ladies with more hobbies, okay, a fulfilled life, more than women with marriages. And that's just the truth, okay? And with that being said, it just don't settle. You need to, as an exotical Barbie, first of all, stay away from those type of men. You need to go into your own center circle. What I mean is your own, for example, I don't believe exotical Barbie should live in a hood, and that's just the truth. That is just the truth. Because you know, like, what you're gonna benefit from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I one thing I noticed, like, with girls and ladies, they be like, oh, well, all these guys are trash and whatnot, and they live in the hood. I'm like, girl, of course they are. Or they be like, oh, all these guys, they don't treat me right, whatnot, and they send themselves around guys that make misogynistic like, you see what I'm saying here? You need to go to a circle where it's like, where it's more educated people, for example, museums, okay, where I'm not saying this is how you get a man, this is video not how to get a man, I'm just saying you need to go where you know if you meet people you won't be shocked, if that makes sense. Like, you expect something, you know what I'm saying? This video is definitely not how to get a man, okay, because I don't do that type of stuff. This is basically how to, like, how should I say it, better your chances. Yes, better your chances, okay? Because honestly, you can be friends there too. You know what I'm saying? Also too was another place, the Opera. I know, good ballet. You know, what's I call it? Oh shoot, what's it called when you make donations and people gather because of, I forgot what it's called, sponsors. I forgot what it's called. Yeah, you need to go where you know that people won't call you a gold digger. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm so sorry. I'm still trying to work on my English, even though it's there. Because sometimes I get that confused with my Spanish. Anyways, so with that being said, you need to go where you know that it won't be they won't down you there. For example, let's say you go and live in a nice city side of Washington D.C. Okay, and you know when you walk there, you know you walk in that nice neighborhood, you run that nice neighborhood. You're not expected to smell weed at 5 in the morning. You know, you're not expecting to hear like a loud rock music at 2 a.m. in the morning. You know what I'm saying here? Okay. Also, too, with that being said, you don't owe anyone an explanation. I don't know if I already said that. You don't owe anyone an explanation. If, for example, let's say you walk up with a guy, right? And let's say like he talks about how he's no, actually that's a wrong example, not a date. Let's say he walks up to you and he's a store manager while you work at a nice high-end bank, and he's trying to holler at you. If you say, oh, no thank you, you don't have to say no thank you, I think you don't make that much money. No, just say no thank you, because you know that because you know on average that they don't make as much as you do. You don't have to explain them to that. Just be like, oh, no thank you. Learn how to say no without giving an explanation. Okay? You need to practice with that. You need to practice that. So a good way to practice is making up scenarios. You know, practice with someone, or like for example, let's practice right now. Let's act like I'm the guy and you're like the high exotical and high standard exotical as you are, and I'm just a bum of a guy. Okay? Hi, sugar pie. Do you want to go on my ride? Okay, I'm sorry, that's way exaggerated, but this is practice, so it doesn't matter. You're gonna say no. Why? No. Can you tell me your talking is currency? Okay, so with that being said, if you say no once, ignore and report. Point blank the period. You don't owe them an explanation. Also, too, with that being said, because I know I said that if he don't make that much money, whatnot, I'm just letting you know, a bum is a bum no matter how much money he makes. I want to make a video about that later, because I think one thing that I noticed that guys say that they'd be like, oh, if I have that much amount of money, if I look good, you know, girls want to want me, whatnot. I'll just let you know, ladies, know right now, there's bums. I met bums who have a lot of money and still treat you like trash. Okay? But with that being said, I still don't want you to settle, if it makes sense. Like, pass the first gate, and then we could see about that second gate. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, I actually met gold diggers. Like, I actually grew up with some of them one night, and I'm just letting you know right now, they are not. I don't even. I feel as though when I met these ladies one night, men have never seen a gold digger or met one. Because the ones I met, they set their demands out on a first date, on first place, first talk. Okay? And if the guy don't meet it, she leaves. Point blank the period. Okay? And even if you are a gold digger, what about it? Who's gonna stop you? Why they're upset? They're upset because your presence is currency. Okay? Oh, that makes you shallow, Anne. You have to stop caring about what they think. Okay? You have standards. Okay? And that same goes for friends. Okay? Oh, you're shallow. Why? Because you're insecure, and every time I talk to you, you always go, what's it call it? Comparing yourself to me, you always want to borrow my money. Cut them off. Point blank the period. You as an exotical Barbie need to understand this, and this will protect you a lot. And I noticed that some of them be like, oh well, you know, you guys just gonna be alone and whatnot. Okay, but next time I heard there's a man loneliness this epidemic, not a woman's loneliness epidemic. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, ladies. When they be like, oh, you're gonna be alone. Have you ever heard a woman loneliness epidemic? I'm just letting you know right now. You need to learn how to center yourself and center your high standards. And once you do, your life is going to be so much peaceful. You're not going to sit here and talk about, oh, men are this, men. You know what I'm saying? Like, you complain about guys you dated or guys, you know, like those type of things. In fact, you'd be like, You're just chilling. You're in peace. You don't have to worry about giving a man money, things like that. I think, those, you don't have to worry about those things. Okay? I'm not saying you're not going to struggle in life, and not, because there's Dusty's, Dusty's one Exotical Barbies, and I will make a video about that later, but your life will be peaceful where you won't have unnecessary drama. Yes, that's the word, unnecessary drama. Anyways, tell me how you feel. Do you love having high standards, When was the time you set those values off? Is your life peaceful? Is it fun? How you doing, Exotical Barbie? Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. See ya.